The news updates. Factors that can cause imposition of interim government in Nigeria. Do welcome to today's news. And thank you for tuning in to the news. But please don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the bell for more updates. The news details. Kindly listen attentively to the end. Nigeria is one of the largest countries in Africa, with a population of over 200 million people. It is a multi-ethnic and multi-religious nation, with a variety of political parties and an economy that is heavily reliant on its vast oil reserves. In spite of economic growth, poverty and inequality remain prevalent, and corruption is a major issue. Political crisis and policy status can also undermine government efforts to address the significant challenges facing the nation. It is becoming increasingly apparent that political instability and a dependence on oil revenues are making it difficult for the Nigerian government to effectively provide for its citizens and to propel the nation forward. In such a situation, the country could be at risk of a transition to interim government if a period of constitutional breakdown or intense political turmoil occurs. There are numerous factors that could lead to the imposition of an interim government in Nigeria. And this news will give out the aims to outline and discuss this in depth. Now let us look at the factors that can lead to the imposition of an interim government in Nigeria. 1. Instability within political system. Nigeria is a multi-party system and has experienced a wide range of political parties in power at different times, with the exception of two-term presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo between 1999 and 2007. However, the country has not been able to find a lasting consensus over which should lead the nation. A lack of political stability and an inability to bring the various parties together to create viable governments has become a major source of instability in Nigeria. The subsequent lack of policy direction and effectiveness, as well as lack of reform, has compounded the nation's already precarious socio-economic conditions of poverty and endemic corruption. 2. The role of ethnic and religious cleavages is undermining national unity. Nigerians' multi-ethnic and multi-religious character has been a major cause of political unrest and instability in the nation. Ethnic and religious divides have been at the root of separatist sentiments, which have occasionally been expressed through violent clashes between different communities in the country. These clashes occur in areas where conflicts over access to resources, land, and political representation are acute, such as in the Middle Belt states and the Greater Delta region. The intensity of this conflict has the potential to create an environment of insecurity that could lead to a call for interim government to be imposed. 3. Economic mismanagement. The Nigerian economy has long been dominated by the oil sector. This has meant that the nation's economic fortunes have been at the mercy of global oil prices, which can swing widely and leave the government with insufficient funds to invest in infrastructure and social programs. This has created the perception that the Nigerian government is unable to manage the nation's economy effectively. This is compounded by the fact that economic mismanagement and corruption remain major problems, with a large portion of the nation's resources being lost to corruption and misappropriation. 4. Poor governance and corruption. The prevalence of ineffective governance continues to plague the nation, with corruption and poor service delivery being a major issue. This is particularly pronounced in the oil and gas sector, which is plagued by political patronage, lack of transparency, and inefficiency. This has had a great significant toll on the Nigerian economy, hindering economic growth and preventing the government from investing in basic infrastructure and social welfare programs. 5. Violence and unrests. The nation, which has expressed periods of tremendous political and social unrest. This is due, in part, to the prevalence of socio-economic and political grievances that remain unaddressed by the Nigerian governments. Now, those grievances have sometimes given rise to widespread protest and civil unrest, which have occasionally been met with force by the government. Now, in conclusion, the political instability, economic mismanagement, poor governance, and violence are all the factors that could lead to the imposition of an interim government in Nigeria. We have come to the end of the news. What's your view concerning this? Do you think Nigeria can have an interim government? Kindly share your comment in the comment section. Thank you.